Welcome. This is the first course of or first chapter for Microsoft Word 2013. We are going to cover some information, and I will make a couple of clips for to cover all Microsoft Word 2013. So, if you did not see the video for the introduction, please go to my YouTube channel where you will find the video of the Office 2013 introduction, where we talked about the ribbon, tabs, and groups and the common features of Microsoft Office 2013. Now we are going to talk about Microsoft Word 2013, where is the first program that we will interact with. Then we will go talk about Excel, Access, and PowerPoint as the main or the common Microsoft Office applications for 2013 that we will cover. So first thing, I would like you to know some information that's very important to do while you are doing or starting working with Microsoft Word. So let's go ahead and go to the View tab, which is located on the ribbon. The View tab will give us an idea about some information that we need to have it. Microsoft Word have multiple ways of viewing your document while you are working. So they say they have the read mode, the print layout mode, the web layout mode. These the common modes that Microsoft Word have them, and which we know and we work with and we like it is the print mode, which is the one that's activated right now. If you click on read mode, it will be in a different way. If you go ahead and change the layout or change it to back to print mode, you can see the one that we learned. We have also the web mode, which is just like a web page. Now you can change the mode or the layout by clicking on the View tab and choose one of these, which we like, and we will set it to the print mode. Also, it's located over here, so you can click and change the mode or the layout based from here. Another very important part that I want you to activate, if not it's activated already, is the ruler, where it's located in the same place in the View tab. So we can activate the ruler to see the dimensions of our paper. Whatever you make it zoom or like larger based on your screen. Like for me, I like it to have it large like this, so I can see without being near from the screen, because based on the screen size, the paper will remain based on the screen size. So I do zoom in so I can see better, and not having a mistake by putting my face near from the screen, just to protect myself. So I zoom in and zoom out, but you can have it to be back to 100 if you like, so you can zoom in, zoom out, and you can change the mode. So we will put it on the print mode, and we will activate the ruler. Second, we are going to talk about how to enter a text into Microsoft Word, and then we are talking about how we can remove a text from Microsoft Word. So for example, we have the pointer, which is the mouse right this moment. We can click in the beginning, so on the paper. So do you see this, the flashing indicator of the inserting for the text? Now it will be always at the top left or top right based on your language that you're writing with, but it will be on the top left hand side of the paper, unless you have already put some spaces, other text, and enters. Now we can work and we can insert some information into the text based on the click. So for example, I'm putting Microsoft Word 2013. So I did write these information. I give spaces, I give I enter the text. For example, I decided to change MS, which stands for Microsoft, to change it to Microsoft. So I can go wherever I want to start writing, or from beginning or from the end. If I want to go a backspace to delete whatever I write it and backwards, I can go to the backspace. Otherwise, I can delete. If I press delete, I will take from the front of the indicator. So this is the backspace and this is the delete, which indicate from the beginning. So what I'm writing right this moment, I will write Microsoft. So Microsoft space, and now I entered and I corrected, I entered the text and I deleted the text. After I complete my paragraph, I need to press enter. So if we want to talk about entering a text or starting a paragraph, we have a starting a paragraph, ending a paragraph by clicking on enter. We call it a paragraph break. We have word break, we have paragraph break, and page break and section break. Now whenever you press enter, you indicate whatever you write as a paragraph has been ended. Okay? When you go backspace, you delete whatever you did, you remove what you did, and if you go like backwards, if you go delete, you will delete the front, from the front of the indicator. So we have back of the indicator and front of the indicator. Then we can work on some information that will help us to understand the breaks. So let's go to the Home tab and click on the Home tab. And whenever you see this symbol, the symbol of the paragraph, okay, under the paragraph group, whenever you click it, it will tell you if this is a space by having a dot, if it's a paragraph by having the paragraph symbol. So we have a paragraph symbol, paragraph break, which is having the paragraph symbol. Then we have the dot, which is the space. We have non-breaking spaces. For example, I wanted to write my last name, which sometimes I write it one word, sometimes I put it non-breaking space. So I'm going to write my last name without a space, which what we call it non-breaking spaces. And let me see, which need to be shift and enter, which indicated. Let me remove this. Which need to be and not coming here is the hollow dot, which is a circle that's hollow in it, like nothing in it. Now if you press tab for any reason, you will have the symbol, the arrow, which indicate a tab. Then if you press shift and enter, you will see this enter shift, which indicate a line break. So we have a line break, we have a space, non-breaking spaces, and tab and paragraph. The paragraph by pressing enter, the line break by pressing shift and enter, non-breaking spaces, shift and space, and a space, which is just one time on a spacebar. So for example, why I need to have a a line break. Whenever you write a name and you are doing writing an address, you will need to have a line break, because this is one paragraph, it's not two paragraphs. And I will let you see the difference between a line break and a paragraph break. So for example, I'm writing an address which does not exist, which is 123 XYZ Boulevard, and let me put it as Jacksonville, where I live, Florida, and any zip code, which is, let me put 32211, which is a zip code in Jacksonville. Then I'm writing my phone number, and that's it. For example, an email address, and after that I indicate a line break, paragraph break. So we will see this, which if we hide the paragraph spacing, it will be like this. And if I write it with all as paragraph breaks, just the same information, but it's on paragraph break, it will be totally different. Now, a lot of us use a paragraph break, and this is a mistake. 46770720, and this is a mistake. If you see the difference between this line break and this paragraph break, you can recognize there are space between the lines. Now let's delete this. To have a line break is important, because whenever you organize your paragraph alphabetically sometimes, or you need to apply a paragraph formatting, it will apply for the paragraph. If you press enter like the previous one, you need to apply it for each line or each paragraph break that you had. Then let's complete. One of the things that when we are writing, we will see an 3 underline. We have a red underline, which indicate a spelling error. Okay. For example, if I want to write that and I put it with the E, which is incorrect, I will have, and if you can see, I will have the wavy red underline, which indicate this is a mistake. If I go and right click on it, it will tell me the correct information, what I'm writing. It will give me suggestions, which I can change it immediately. This is in terms of spelling error. If you are writing, for example, did take it. What we can. It's also one line take it. If you are writing some word cannot, you will see a wavy blue underline, which indicate this is an error that you need to correct it. But this is a grammar error, not a spelling error. Okay, so you can correct it, which is based on the grammar that you have. We have one more line or wavy underline, which is the green one, which indicate a format error, like using some words that will not fit your paragraph, and you need to change it. So you will have a wavy green underline for the full paragraph, for the full line, which indicate you need to correct it. It's a format error. You cannot use it this way. So this is the correction. So how we can check spelling? If we want to check spelling, we will go to the review. We click on the review tab, and we will see spelling and grammar check, which will be under the proofing group. Okay, Then we have two ways to check. One, they call it as you type or as you go, which the first one that I did when I was writing over here, and the second one after you complete with it, you go to the review and check for spelling and grammar errors. Then we have the option of undo and redo and repeat. So undo, or to go one step or multiple steps back of what you did, and if you wanted them to redo it, you can. So we can hold or press the Ctrl and Z, which indicate undo, or we can click on this arrow in the quick access menu or the quick access toolbar. If we click back, it will remove what we did changes. If I decided to redo what I did, I will click one time. But if I want to repeat my redoing, I will click it once more. So I have undo, redo, and repeat, which is Ctrl Z, Ctrl Y for redo, and Ctrl Y for repeat. Okay? Then we have the ability to change the text case from a lowercase to, for example, or upper cases, or to change how it looked like. For example, I decided to write this to be in a different cases. So I can highlight it and I can click on this simple. In the home tab, we go to the font, and we click on the A, caps A, and the small a, which is the case, changing the case of the characters. So we click over there and say all caps lock. So it changes immediately to be all caps. For example, I want it to be capitalized each word, so just the first one to be caps, or have everything to be all small letters. Now this is a mistake because this is the beginning of the paragraph, need to be the first letter to be a caps, so we are going to put it all caps. Okay, so we have sentence case, lowercase, uppercase, capitalize each word, and the other way of having it by formatting the text to reverse of the type of format, converting uppercase letters to lowercase and lowercase to uppercase. So for example, if I decided to have it like this, and then I will reveal it, so I will have it like this. Now it's a mistake, but you can do it. If you did it by mistake, you can do it and redo everything based on what you like. The copy, paste, and cut and paste options. We can copy a text and paste it into another location. We have multiple ways to do it. We have the drag and drop to move it. We may copy it by drag and drop as well, and or copy it by Ctrl C and then paste it by Ctrl V. And we may press Ctrl X to cut it and Ctrl V to paste it. And we can use the clipboard option, which is located in the home tab. In the home tab, we have a clipboard group which indicate a cut, a copy, and a paste, and a format painter. And we will come to the format painter later on. For example, I decided to copy my text, which I just highlighted, to the front of the document. Now, whenever you highlight the text, these options will be activated. Otherwise, it will not be activated. So you need to highlight a text, which is called selecting a text. Then we will click copy one time. We go to the next location that we wanted, and we can paste it without any formatting, just text, or with the formatting that we did. So we can copy and paste. For example, I want to cut my text. So I decided to cut the LZD to have it at the end of the document. I will go cut and go all the way where's my last place to write in is after the it. So I will press enter again, and Control V to have it. This called the paste option, which I have just a text, keep text only, merge formatting with the other formatting I have, or keep formatting or source formatting as is. So these are the option. We can do it from here or from here as well. So we can copy, cut, and paste through the clipboard using the keyboard shortcut by having Control C, Control V, and Control X, Control V, and then we can indicate our changes to the text. After you write your paragraph, or before, you can change the font size and the font type. So for example, I'm changing the font size. So I will go to the Home tab. On the font group, I will have a number where I can click on the drop down indicator to have a drop down and choose my font size. This is how I can choose directly a font type, font number, size, or I can use these two, the A caps and the increase and the decrease of the size. So I can click once to increase the font size, and increase once to decrease the font size. Also, I can change the font type by clicking over here and changing the font. For example, I decided to write my text in APA format, and the APA format type is Times New Roman. So I'm going to click on Times New Roman. If you see in the back, it will take a review of what I have and how I will have it for my text. So I have the Times New Roman font type and size of 12. This is how I can change the font size and font type based on what I like. Also in the font group in the Home tab, I have the ability to change the font color. So I will highlight what font I want to change, or highlight everything, which is selecting, and go to the change color. So I will click over here to see the automatic, which is black. I may choose a green, dark green, or whatever color I want to apply my text to it. Okay. Then we are going to use the other option, which we have it also in the group of the font group. We may need to have our text to be bold, or maybe to be italic, or has an underline. So I may change my font to be bold, italic, and underline. Sometimes I will need to have a horizontal line through the text, which they call it strike through, which just like after I highlighting, I will have the strike through, which clicking on this to have a line on the text, we call it strike through. We may need to have subscript, or we may have superscript, which these two to apply formatting. to our text, which is this called subscript, and this will be called superscript, which if you need to write a mathematical equation, we will come to how to write it, but sometimes you just need to have some writing, or you want to write a date, for example. If you decided to write the date, you can have it by have the first and so on, to have it like this. We will come to it because the date will be formatted into something called auto format. Then we may have to change other option in the formatting, which we may see more option by going to the dialog box of the font group. To activate the dialog box for the font group, I may hold the control and press the control and press the D, which stands for dialog, or click on this arrow to activate the dialog box for the font group. So I have other option of the font group. I may do the changes and set it as the default for me if I would like to. After I enter information based on what I like, I may need to change the alignment for the text or for the paragraph. So I may have the paragraph to be centered or on the right, the left, or justified. Okay, it's not working, but yeah, I may justify my my paragraph to be justified, or I might have it to be centered, left and right, based on what I like. They call it paragraph alignment or text alignment. We will find it in the paragraph group. We have justify as well, that we may need sometimes to apply it. Now sometimes I do some formatting where I say, oh my god, I did a mistake, I need to delete or clear my formatting. Without deleting the text, actual text, I can go ahead and click on this A, which clear all formatting, which anything I apply to my text will be removed, but without removing the text. They call it clear formatting. Sometimes I will need to insert a picture. Okay, I may need to insert a picture, so I need to go to insert, then I will choose a picture. I have from the illustration group, I have a multiple option: a picture from my computer, a picture from online. I may insert a shape, smart art, chart, and screenshot from my screen. I will go with picture online. Then I will choose what I'm looking for. It needs to be activated. So it will asking to search from Bing image search. So I will say Microsoft Office, Word 2013. Let me see what I see option. I have these popping up. I can choose which one I want to apply. For example, I want to choose this, and I will say insert, and boom, I have it in my document as inserted to my document. I may also need to choose from the insert to choose it from my computer, where I click on this picture, and that's it. I will have the search for inside my computer. Now, do you see this, which called a picture layout or layout option, which give us the how we will, or the picture will be interacted with the text. We will call it text wrapping. Now it's in line. I may have it tight, I may have it square, and or I may have it through, and I have behind and so on, front or back. I can choose whatever I like to have my picture. I need to say to Word how it will interact with the text. We call it text wrapping. Sometimes I need to resize the image. I can drag and drop from the squares that we have it, or I can go to the format and choose to increase the size or decrease it. So let me have it 1 inch. Now I have it 1 inch, from decreasing the height to 1 inch and so on. I may need to change the location of the picture by having a picture to be in another location. I may drag and drop, or I may change the position of the picture where it went down. Okay, I may change the location of the picture. Okay, I have it here, for example, I put it here. Or I can drag and drop to any location I would like to have the picture to. Now remember, you need to apply the text wrapping in order sometimes to move. Sometimes will not move until you apply the text wrapping. And you can click and go to the format, picture tools, format, and change the position of the picture, or you can drag and drop it to the new position that you want to move to. Now sometimes you may need to, if you are working in a firm and you decided to apply a text, a watermark, you may need to have a watermark on your paper, so you can kind of protection to your paper if you send it to another guy and you don't want him to print, or you need to tell him that this is a draft copy. You may need to have something called a watermark. So we will go to the design, and from there we will have in page background, we will have something called watermark, where it will be a text behind my my text, just a watermark to protect. So for example, this is, I can choose it, or I can say do not copy, or I may find also draft or whatever I would like. This is a draft copy, this is a sample, this is ASAP, this is urgent, so this is ASAP, this is an as soon as possible paper. So I can choose from whatever I would like to have. Now we are going to work with file properties. These file properties have tag and meta tags, and it's so important to have it inside the file. So I will go to file, which is the backstage. I'm going to the backstage, which I will click on the file, and on the file I will have on this and the info, I will have something called a properties, where I can see show all properties, and I might change it. For example, I don't have a title, I didn't save my document, so I don't have a title. I may put a title for it, and I will say title 1 for the document, for example. I may add a comment, I may change who did write it, who's the author. I may add another author if I'd like to. Last modified by, I can work when it was created, when it was last modified, and all these information I may have it. The moment that I will save, I will have these information, but I may change it later on. They call it a meta tag, or a tag that's so important to have it inside the document. Then also I may need to print out my paper. So when I go to the backstage, file and backstage, which activate this, and I will go to print, I will have a print preview of my document before printing. This is the option of the printer. Okay, you may have different option from one printer to another. It will indicate the type of printer that you are using. But here is the page preview, how your page will be previewed, or how it will be printed. So this print preview to see how your image will look like, or how your picture will look like, and then if you like it, you can print it. You may add multiple copies and change the type of printer, and you have all these options for the printer. Now I may need to create a new a new document based on my another template. So I can go to the new and I can choose a template where it will say I need to use this template. They will say okay, create, and I will create a new document based on a template, and I can work it. I can change the text and I can work it based on what I like. Also, I may go, okay, it's thinking. Let me close this. I may need to go to the file in new, and I may look online in office.com to search for a type of template. For example, my instructor said you need to use APA 6th edition, and I don't have the APA 6th edition template. So I will go APA 6th edition, and I will look, it will search, and it will find an APA 6th edition that I have it on Microsoft, on office.com, and I may create it and download it, and now I have APA 6th edition. Now, how I may close the program or the application, let me call it an application, it's correctly to be an application. I may go to click over here to close it on this X. It will ask me to save the document or disregard it, or don't save or cancel. This option, if I save, I will keep or I will store my paper. If I don't save it, it will go and I will not have the option to retrieve it, and or cancel to cancel this action. I can click on the X over here, or go to the backstage and close the program to close the application. I hope that you learned from this quick preview of the first video for Microsoft Word 2013. I will create another video and I will post it next week or the upcoming days for another options that we need to have it with our or we need to learn it through Microsoft Word 2013. Thank you very much. Have a good day.